What's up everybody? Welcome to the channel. My name is Aaron Dearborn and what you're watching is actually the unveiling of my new race bike. Now, this race bike is new to me by last Wednesday. Normally I'm not on anything European. This is a little bit different. This is a 2018 BMW S1000Rr. I have no other information other than that, like if it's a premium. I know nothing about this. I race Japanese bike, specifically a ZX6R. I have had time on 1000. My first 1000 was a 2009 R1. I actually did a little bit of track days with it, got a little bit kind of understanding of what it is to ride a leader bike. Then I got a 2016 ZX10R. That thing was fully kitted out. I had full K-Tech suspension, had a super sport motor built by KWS putting out 205 horsepower. Wasn't super fancy like some of these European things are. It did have the kit ECU, which means better electronics and things like that. This machine comes with something similar, the RCK3, whatever that means for you guys, you know. So anyway, I'm gonna be sitting here learning everything I can about this machine and about BMWs in general. I've always wanted one. I love them ever since they came out in 2015 with this version of it. I never liked the previous version with like the flat face, sharp gill, whatever. It wasn't my favorite. But this one, because it came with stuff like auto blip, quick shifter, it had traction control that was really, really good. Not saying anything bad about the previous one, but this was the one that caught my eye. I know that it's got a really strong motor. Like that's what BMWs are known for. The guys over at 44T talk about the first BMW S1000Rr to take on the K5 Suzuki Gixxer 1000. So if that was where they were trying to go with it, they certainly achieved it. This thing is beyond belief one of the best machines that I think you can buy for the money. Of course, the new one, the M1000Rr is insane. Everybody knows about that. Take it back a previous generation. This is the one I want because I think it looks better. Call me weird. So anyway, how did it happen? So Sunday of last week, I get this voicemail basically stating, hey man, if you wouldn't mind awfully, I need to sell the bike for reasons. I don't want anyone else to have it but you, because I watch your stuff and I think you do a great thing with the machines that you've bought from me in the past, because I have bought from him in the past. So anyway, he appreciated that. He said, hey man, I'm gonna give you a smoking deal on this bike. I couldn't say no. So I made a quick call to the bank. They approved, boom, and in 2 days I had this thing sitting in my garage. Anyway, here we are, 2018 S1000, man, I'm super excited about this. And here's another piece of information you guys probably aren't aware of at this point. I'm gonna make a run at the stock 1000 class in Moto America. Yeah, that's right. I know, I've just got off of a 600, haven't been on a 1000 in like 4 years. By the way, if you want to see the story, but the reason why I left a ZX10, fully built ZX10, for a ZX6R, check that link right there. I'll also put another link in the description. It's a great little story about who I am and why I do what I do right now. So anyway, the ZX versus this, I have no idea. I've ridden an R1, I've ridden a 2016 R1 in similar condition and form, like super stock kind of thing, suspension, exhaust tune, that type of thing. My ZX10 obviously has a lot of power and it had a kit ECU and some good electronics and that kind of stuff. This is another type of logic. German logic is not the same as Japanese logic. For one thing, they're, you know, half a world away from each other, so it's slightly different. The Germans are especially known for their manufacturing prowess and being very, very attention to detail oriented. I myself was actually born in Germany. I was born in Landstuhl, Germany, when my parents were in the Air Force while they were stationed overseas. And in fact, my grandparents come from a German descent. So this is actually coming full circle. Let's go over the parts list real quick, because that's what everybody's interested in, right? It looks pretty ratty, you know, it's got some bodywork damage, that type of thing. So it has a full Akrapovic Evolution titanium exhaust. It's got HP4 rear sets, ET clip-ons, carbon fiber CRC fairings, at least the front half is, the 4-piece version, so you can see the nose is hanging up there, with nothing other that can be described as zip ties at the moment. We'll fix that. It has Brembo Super Sport rotors on it. Cormoto stainless steel brake lines. Oh, the suspension. The suspension, FKR gas charged cartridges in the front and an Öhlins TTX 36 in the rear. They're not on the bike right now because I already pulled those and sent them off to my guy in North Carolina, Tyler Smathers, with 2-wheel suspension. By the way, if you guys want to get some really good deals on Öhlins suspension and some great service by a guy who knows what he's doing, Tyler Smathers is your guy. Back in the day, he actually put it on the podium in stock 1000 with the ZX10. So he also knows how to ride a little bit too. Check him out. Final drive on this thing is something I don't know. It's got a 45 tooth rear sprocket, steel rear sprocket from Super Light Sprockets, I think. Stock chain, that type of thing. Not really a big deal, but it's just something else that's there. The wheels are HP4 wheels, which I didn't know those were special. I looked them up, and sure enough, they're kind of like a big deal to put on these things for an aftermarket upgrade or whatever. And they're Moto America Stock 1000 legal. Speaking of Stock 1000 legal, here's another juicy little tidbit. Because that frame is a January 17 frame, it means that that machine will be out of homologation by the end of 2024. So I have a little bit of a time crunch to make this happen. Not to mention the fact that I need to actually go fast. Then I have to be able to go fast at the tracks that Moto America is going to, which we don't know which ones they're going to here in 2024 because there's rumor that it's gonna flip-flop or something like that. Anyway, so like Barber and Road Atlanta, which are what I would call my home tracks, might not be on the calendar in 24. So it could be something like places I've never been, like Pitt Race or New Jersey or something like this. That's gonna be a little bit spicy if I've got to go fast at those places that I've never been. So there's a lot of pressure building here, a lot of like, holy crap, man, I gotta figure this out. Alpha Racing parts are already on the way. Daniel Goodnight with DG Racing, who actually is on the list to go out for the Stock 1000 class at Road Atlanta in 2 weeks. He's actually the alpha dealer I went through for this. Daniel, thank you so much for hooking me up. We've got all kinds of stuff that we've got to take care of for this. So anyway, we've got a key delete coming in. I've got a gas cap. I've got a rear seat unit coming in because I'm a bigger guy, so that seat unit probably is gonna be a little bit low for me. Let's see what else. The suspension's coming back from refresh. I'm looking into a can because that can's kind of boogered a little bit. We're gonna try to put another can on that, see what we can do with that. But anyway, guys, yeah, May 22nd, that's the goal date. We're gonna try to get on track with the Monday after Moto America event at Barber with Sportbiketracktime. We'll see how it goes. Lord willing, everything comes in, everything's great, and the bike fires up, you know what I'm saying? And it works. So, thank you, I appreciate it. If you like this type of content, if whatever you want to follow along what's going on, please subscribe, hit that like button, please. That's actually something that really is helpful for me. Tells people that tells YouTube that people like this type of video. And if you guys like other types of video I do, check it out below. I've got a whole bunch of stuff I did on my ZX6R. I've got a couple videos for my ZX10, and then one time I actually got to ride an R1 at Barber. That was a fantastic event, by the way. Loved it. Richard, thank you so much, buddy. And sorry I didn't buy your R1, and I got this instead, so anyway. Later.